Gold Rush exclusive. Sluicifer has issues for Team Parker Schnabel on tonight's Gold Rush for Discovery. The season is coming to a close soon, but that doesn't mean that Parker Schnabel is without problems or equipment headaches. Case in point is that we see his go-to-wash plant Sluicifer is not running. This is Parker's prized beast of a wash plant that can sort the gold from the rock as pay dirt is washed and shaken on a conveyor belt. Gold miner Parker Schnabel's most productive wash plant Sluicifer has ground to a halt. On TV show Ace's exclusive preview clip, we see Team Parker discussing the issues with the mechanics of this enormous piece of machinery. The men are working at what looks to be the break of dawn based on the light in the video clip. Shane Smith says, "Yeah, I went in the cook shack for breakfast and I heard a radio call. Something about the feeder belt had broke and the hopper was full. It's not a good way to wake up in the morning." Wash plant boss Tyson Lee is first on the scene. He says, "Oh, I imagine Sluicifer will be down for the majority of today. The first order of business is to get as much dirt out of the hopper as possible and then start turning the hopper feeder apart and get a new belt on." He adds, "Yeah, there aren't many days left in the season, and with this happening, it definitely doesn't make our lives any easier." Looking a bit worried, Alec Kelly says, "I mean, judging by how it's hanging, I'd imagine it is." He inspects the belt, and it is obvious what went down, a huge tear in the belt. Alec tells Shane, "Oh yeah, it tore the belt right in half by the looks of it. It looks like it happened right along the vulcanized edge there, and then the rest of it just gave way when there was nothing in the middle." Shane notes that it's never good when you have a belt break and says, "We're running out of time, all right, and this is just another problem that we don't need." Parker Schnabel kids in a social media post that she rose up from hell to find gold. The plant is Parker's main moneymaker. The construction is pretty impressive, and the main run catches about 80% of the gold he recovers. The width is 20 feet, and the plant is mounted on pontoons. The wash plant is large but lighter than most. For leveling, it has hydraulic cylinders and is a self-leveling plant, which saves Parker a ton of time. "As far as I am concerned, it is the best of the best," says Parker in his Facebook post. Tune in tonight to see how Team Schnabel rallies to fix this important piece of machinery to max out their gold production. Gold Rush airs Fridays at 9 p.m. on Discovery. Gold Rush exclusive. Sluicifer has issues for Team Parker Schnabel in the world of gold mining, where the earth is as unforgiving as the ambitions of those who dare to work it. Few names evoke as much reverence and intrigue as Parker Schnabel. For years, Parker has been the face of Discovery's Gold Rush, proving his mettle in the Klondike and beyond, becoming a legend in the gold mining industry by consistently unearthing millions in gold. However, even legends have their struggles, and this season of Gold Rush sees Parker facing one of his most formidable challenges yet, the relentless troubles of his prized sluice box, Sluicifer. The birth of Sluicifer for those not in the know. Sluicifer is the nickname given to the massive sluice box designed by Parker and his team to handle the high-volume operations at his gold mining site. The machine is a work of engineering ingenuity, a hulking beast meant to process huge quantities of earth at lightning speed. However, like many mechanical marvels, Sluicifer has developed a reputation for being temperamental and, frankly, a little too destructive for its own good. Sluicifer was built to replace older equipment and handle the extreme mining conditions Parker's team faced. With gold operations moving deeper into the rugged terrain of the Klondike, the sluice box was constructed to not only increase capacity, but also to improve gold recovery rates by maximizing its efficiency. However, like any good invention, Sluicifer comes with a series of design flaws and operational hurdles that have begun to surface this season. The Sluicifer problem, Emma Parker, ever the perfectionist, began noticing subtle problems early on in the season. The first signs of trouble emerged when Sluicifer began to overheat during its high-pressure operations. The sluice box, which was expected to run constantly without issue, was forcing the crew to halt production on several occasions. A series of small but costly breakdowns delayed the mining process and threatened to throw the entire operation off schedule. When Gold Rush viewers tuned in to watch the drama unfold, they saw Parker grow increasingly frustrated as Sluicifer's troubles mounted. For a man known for his grit and determination, the constant setbacks were an unwelcome challenge. In previous seasons, Parker's ability to rapidly adapt and overcome obstacles, but the problem with Sluicifer wasn't something that could be solved with ingenuity alone. It was a mechanical issue that demanded time and money to fix. The team's struggles to contain the damage Sluicifer's breakdowns began to strain Parker's relationship with his trusted team members. Parker has always prided himself on his ability to push his crew to deliver their best, but even his seasoned miners were starting to lose patience. The equipment failures were taking their toll on morale, and Parker, usually the optimist, was showing signs of stress. "We can't keep running into the same problems every week," Parker says in one tense moment, clearly upset. "Sluicifer's supposed to be the thing that makes us the most money, but right now, it's just costing us. If we don't fix this, we might not make our goal this season." The crew echoed these sentiments, with many workers expressing frustration. Foreman Rick Ness, who's become a steadying presence on Parker's team, spoke to the camera, admitting that the issues were starting to weigh on him as well. Parker's a perfectionist, and we all know that. But when you've got a piece of equipment like Sluicifer constantly causing delays, it's hard to keep the morale up, Rick confided. "We're all doing the best we can, but it's tough." Sluicifer's mechanical flaws. A deeper dive. The real question on everyone's mind was, why was Sluicifer causing so many problems? To answer that, the show's producers took a step back and gave viewers a closer look at the sluice box's design flaws. Sluicifer's primary issue stemmed from its sheer size. It was a massive, heavy machine designed to handle huge quantities of earth, but the increased pressure placed on its internal systems led to overheating. Moreover, the sluice box was not as durable as initially believed, with its various components becoming prone to breaking down under the heavy load. Parker had initially chosen to focus on the efficiency and output of the sluice box, which, in theory, would process more material and recover more gold. However, in practice, the machine's complexity became a significant issue. The sluice box's intricate parts, especially its water jets and sluice mats, required constant maintenance, and its sheer scale meant that the crew couldn't simply patch things up without taking it out of commission for long stretches. One particularly dramatic moment on the show occurred when Sluicifer's water pressure system completely malfunctioned, flooding the entire operation with excess water. What was meant to be a minor setback turned into an hours-long disaster, causing the crew to scramble to pump water out of the mining area while Parker remained beside himself, trying to figure out how to fix it. The turning point. Despite all the setbacks, Gold Rush viewers know that Parker doesn't give up easily. As the season progresses, Parker and his team begin to rally. They call in specialists to troubleshoot the issues with Sluicifer, bringing in an expert who suggests a complete redesign of certain components. The team spends long days working on repairs, modifying the sluice box to improve its water flow and stability. In what becomes a pivotal moment of the season, Parker stands over the revamped Sluicifer, inspecting the changes with a critical eye. "This has to work," he mutters, more to himself than anyone else. The crew members are visibly tense, but they have no choice but to trust Parker's judgment. After all, his success in the goldfields has been built on his ability to turn setbacks into opportunities. The new and improved Sluicifer finally gets the green light for a test run. The results are promising. No breakdowns, no overheating, and most importantly, the sluice box is recovering gold at a much higher rate than before. It's a hard-won victory, but for Parker, it's all part of the journey. Sluicifer's legacy, and the road ahead as the season draws to a close. Parker reflects on the trials and tribulations that Sluicifer brought with it. He knows that the road ahead is never easy in the world of gold mining, and that for every victory, there are 1,000 challenges waiting to test his resolve. Yet, in true Parker fashion, he remains undeterred. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's about how many times you get back up, he says, the weight of the season's difficulties in his voice. Though Sluicifer's issues were a serious setback for Parker and his team, the experience has only made them stronger. The team's unity has been tested, but they've come through the fire forged and ready for the next challenge. As Gold Rush fans know, Parker's journey is far from over. With Sluicifer finally back on track, there's no telling how much more gold he and his crew will find. One thing is certain. In the unforgiving world of gold mining, Parker Schnabel is ready to face whatever challenges lie ahead, Sluicifer's issues included.